Hey, what's up YouTube, and welcome to another Guild Ball match report. So Aaron is back this time with Morticians, and he is going to be trying out a new captain for him. And meanwhile, he's going to be taking that into my Rivet team. So here we go. It looks like I am kicking off with Salvo here. So let's look at the lineup. So Aaron is coming in with Obulus, Vileswarm, Vetgraves, Ghast, Casket, and Bonesaw. Meanwhile, I've got Rivet, Mainspring, Salvo, Colossus, Ratchet, and Spade. So my typical 6 for Rivet, and Aaron's coming in with Obulus this time. And that fun little Casket team there with Vetgraves and Bonesaw, his typical duo. And then he also has Ghast in there. All right, so anyways, we're kicking off. Let's talk about the Morticians' keys to victory. So they are playing sort of a 2-2. They may be going for Casket time, you assume, with Casket in there. So it might be 2-1. One, they want to control our low defense using Puppet Master and all their control plays. 2, Casket time. And 3, that 2-man game, Vetgraves and Bonesaw, just keeping the ball out of my capable hands and keeping me from scoring. Meanwhile, I'm playing a 2-2. 1, I want to prep that Colossus missile, which is so deadly under Rivet. 2, I want to use my strikers as deep threats to kind of push past his lines. And 3, Rivet is going to be having to carry some of this in the late game with critical takeouts, momentum generation, and that sort of thing. So that's what we're looking at. This game was recorded a little while ago, so you're just going to have to excuse me if some of the details are unclear here. But let's go ahead and speed this up. Okay, so looks like we're in some allocation there. Obviously, Obulus is going to get a lot this turn. He's going to go for Puppet Master. You can see quite a bit on Bonesaw there as well. Okay. So first up, it looks like we're going to get a kick back there. Ghast is going to kick back to Vetgraves and just bank some momentum and pass turn. Oh, it looks like... what did I miss here? What did I miss? There's something happened. Anyway, I'm just going to move up with Rivet, and I'm going to tow up 3 people with me. And I believe I end up giving... I'm prepping Colossus, so I'm going to give him elbow grease. Meanwhile, Casket's going to come up on his side and just sort of sit pretty there for a minute. And then here we go with Salvo. So Salvo is going to... it looks like Salvo knocks down Vetgraves and then moves into Vetgraves. Looks like he's going to take a couple of dodges, generate a little bit of momentum. Again, it's been a while since I've played Rivet, so I'm not entirely confident in this particular activation order. And it looks like Salvo does not quite do what we want to do out of Vetgraves, but managed to just... looks like I'm just bouncing around, collecting a little bit of momentum there. Nothing too big. I think I was going to actually try to get at that ball at some point, but that's not going to happen. Obulus is going to drop the ball off to Bonesaw. Then Puppet Master Salvo into the party zone right there. And looks like with the They Ain't Tough that Vetgraves applied, it looks like we're going to start doing some damage at Salvo. So I've got the missile almost prepped. Ratchet can't get in and do anything, so he's just going to tool up Colossus. Meanwhile, Vileswarm's going to come in and do a bit more damage to Salvo there, and rack up a little bit of momentum as well. Alright, so Salvo's in trouble. He is deep. You know, I talked about threatening deep, but he failed, I think, the critical attempt to try to get the ball. I was hoping, it looks like, to get the ball through through tether and then kick it back. And then I wouldn't mind losing him, but he failed to do both of those. Anyways, it looks like the Colossus missile has sprung, so Colossus is going to go into Vet Graves, do a bunch of damage there, knock down Vet Graves and single him out. And this is all pretty sweet damage because this is all momentous stuff here. So we like this. And it looks like I actually push Casket towards me as well. And I don't recall, I may have healed Salvo a little bit here. So Aaron's going to come in with Bonesaw. First Jog's going to come in. He'll do a bunch of... He does a push dodge to Salvo. And he's going to do another push dodge, it looks like. So much dice. You can see crazy amount of dice just because of the massive crowd outs there. Still kind of tweaking Salvo around. So then it looks like goes into Salvo, does a little bit of gain some momentum there. Push dodges out. Takes a second jog out to the side there. So no real intention to score this turn. He didn't really like the goal setup. He's gonna just let the scrum do its thing. All right, so it looks like I am going in with Spade. So Spade is gonna go into Bonesaw there. She'll tackle the ball. And trying to figure out what else to do here with Spade. I do another attack. Looks like I do a push dodge on Graves. And then with my final, I'm going to pass the ball over to Colossus. Okay, so Colossus is going to get that. He'll have the ball. And I have a pretty big momentum lead going into the next turn. So it looks like I'm set up for a 6-point activation with Vet Graves about to go down, and Colossus more than likely going to be able to score here. So this is interesting because, you know, it looks like right now I'm in a good spot, but if you're looking at that scrum, this isn't exactly the kind of scrum I want to be in right now. I don't know that I want to be in a head-on collision with this team. Sorry for all the buzzing. Just I can't turn off notifications, and people are trying to tell me about painting things and playing games, stuff that I like to do. You know how it goes. Anyways, it looks like I'm going to start off with Colossus, quickly take out Vet Graves, move into goal scoring position, and then kick a goal. All right. Nice and easy there. So up 6-0. Things are looking okay, but I got some problems. So anyways, the ball's going to go back out. It looks like it goes a bit wider than I think Aaron would have wanted, but I don't think he wants snapback, which is why he threw it out that wide. It's like he's probably okay with that ball being a little bit dead, at least to me, but not to him. So that's actually not a bad spot there. Graves is going to come in. I'm sorry, Gast is going to come in. Oh, trying to figure out this angle approach here. So instead of moving, Gast is going to immediately do some beatdown on Salvo. And then he's going to go into Colossus. And he's trying for some unmasking. So he's going to get some unmaskings here. He gets like two unmaskings in a row, kills Salvo, and also kills Vileswarm. So I gain a point. He gains 2. But now Colossus is in trouble. Colossus just took 2 unmaskings plus the explosion damage from Vileswarm. So not a bad trade at all there. for Gast. Really good activation by Aaron there. Spade is going to come back in. Now here is where dice suck right now, because it looks like she's going to be okay. I think she fails to get the ball when I need her to, if I recall correctly. And I'm trying to figure out my approach. And it doesn't look like I have the best approach. Well, she gets the ball. She's looking to jog in, and she has to take it at a penalty here because she's kicking with she's kicking into with Graves in there, and that's enough to make her miss. So she misses a 3 die, I believe, and it's just going to park there on the goal. That's a huge turnaround, missing a goal like that, especially, it wasn't the safest place for that ball to be. I think Aaron knew that, and he was hoping I would miss it by clogging things up, and he was right. I missed it. So it looks like Obulus is going to, not sure what he's measuring here, but maybe seeing if he could run me off the board. Obulus going to do a little bit more damage there to Colossus. Kind of circle around him, just rack up more and more momentum. I don't remember if this is the time that Obulus does the legendary, but there you can see the gigantic stack of momentum there. So that missed goal is a huge momentum swing, not just like in-game momentum, but like actual psychological momentum here. Bonesaw is going to come back into Colossus. So right now, everybody picking on Colossus, and we know it's coming, right? Because Casket is fully loaded there, and Bonesaw is just going to drag Colossus back into that party zone. Colossus is knocked down, and I don't know what else is going on, but it's not good. I don't have good, because of the missed goal on Spade and having to put 4 on Spade, I don't have good influence left on the board. Nothing really to do anything spectacular, and Gast is going to eat that up with Fear anyway. So I believe I do something terrible. I don't get what I need from Rivet's activation, and Gast just knocks her down. So this is super bad times right now. Anyways, Graves is going to come into Colossus here. Now remember, this is 2/2 tough hide 20 boxes, so this is pretty significant. But with the amount of effort that Aaron puts into this, it's pretty nice. So he manages to get his legendary, and putting Colossus away for 2 turns is like worse. It's just horrible scenario right now. Gast is going to come back after he does that, get the ball, and then get it over to Bonesaw. So that missed goal was such a huge swing there, and Aaron is in a huge commanding position right now because he's got the momentum lead, he has casket time, and he has the ball. So probably the only thing left here, the only issue left with Aaron is he's got to figure out how to... It doesn't look like he has a 6-point activation in him, so he's going to have to prep this a little more slowly. You can see Vet Graves and Valswarm coming in there on the side of the board. And I have to figure out, okay, I got to get 5 points fast because I know he's going to go to 10, but he's going to want it. So this is all about timing. He's going to want to figure out how can he line up his takeout and his goal, and it looks like it's going to be goal first. So he goes into, I believe, either Ratchet or Rivet. This would be a good time to be prepping Ratchet for the kill, but Bonesaw here is just going to come in, generate some quick momentum. And I can see why he did it, because Spade is there threatening. So he would rather go up 10-7 than be down 6-11. Letting Spade come in there. And then he's trying to scrum up the middle there. Maybe Gast will be able to get him his final takeout. And so this is really scary time for me. I've got to be somewhat aggressive here with the ball. So I throw the ball towards the side pocket here. And we want it to bounce high over that obstacle. And it goes wider than I would have wanted. So now I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to do this. So I go over with Spade, who cannot get that ball. And got to spend a little time thinking here. Okay, so it looks like Rivet is going to go. And she is... Oh, sorry, not Rivet. That is Ratchet. Ratchet's going to go. And he is just going to get out of that scrum. And this looks like this is going to be Gast, who I believe is going into Rivet. No, Gast is going at Ratchet there. So that's the right play. He wants to try to kill Ratchet to finish the game. And Ratchet being 3-1, no tough hide. This is just a matter of chopping the boxes down. Right? Meanwhile, I'm trying to figure out how do I get the ball in such a manner that I can actually pull off my 5-point activation. And it looks like I think Ratchet is... Oh, sorry. It looks like Rivet is going. So I'm measuring this out. It looks like I could go pick up that ball. All right. And then I'll tow the cricket with me. So Rivet just pushes a few people out of the way. And instead of sprinting over to the ball, I'm just going to tow the cricket there. V Graves is going to come in on, it looks like, Spade. Try to do some more damage to Spade. Because he can't get over to Ratchet. So he might as well have two potential outlets to score here. Meanwhile, the cricket there, he passed to Salvo, who's actually being covered up by the score, so I apologize to that. So Salvo has the ball. This looks like Obulus into... I can't tell if this is either Spade or Ratchet, but either way, it doesn't look like... it looks like that was into Spade, I believe. Spade is going to place out and try to beat on Vileswarm a little bit. I thought maybe I could kill Vileswarm, but I don't quite get there. So I don't quite get there, and these activations are ticking. Now, the only good news for me is that Aaron has spent most of his influence. So I can't really do a whole lot, and Vileswarm, it looks like Vetgraves did not give Vileswarm give him influence to do what he wants to do. So kind of anticipating a potential snapshot there from Spade. He's just going to move over there with Casket. And so I have Salvo here, who is now on fast ground. He is going to do something kind of nuts. He charges into... it looks like it looks like from the... Yeah, it looks like he's going to charge into Vileswarm. And he's going to do some damage to Valswarm, kind of dodge around. I must have been given use this by Rivet in order to be doing this, because I think I needed to have 2-inch melee here. Then I'm going to take a free play and knock down Valswarm, do 2 more damage to Valswarm, and then blow up Valswarm, and then finally kick a goal. So crazy 5-point activation at the end of this game. What a, like, just won it by the skin of my teeth. Excellent game. Very well played. So that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank everyone for watching. Great game again, Aaron. Hope to catch you guys on the next one.